I told Dream about the freaking shuttle guy that I like gave all my info to. I am in another country right now. I'm not gonna say which one. You know how some planes you have to take a shuttle to get to the plane? If it's a smaller plane, directly board at the gate. So then I got onto the shuttle. It was packed. So I got onto like the only area that had space. And there was like a guy standing in front of me and I was just browsing my phone, obviously waiting for the shuttle to depart. And then he writes on his notepad, "Nice nails." I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then he was like, "Can I have your Instagram?" I was like, okay. When I get put in these situations, I just freeze. So I gave him my Instagram and he started scrolling through my posts. He like scrolls through my posts and he's like, "Oh, like, are you a streamer?" I was like, yeah. And he's like, "Oh, cool, because I saw you were like typing on Discord. Can I add you on Discord too?" I was like, "Yeah, it's the same name." I filled all the QTEs, guys. She's so farming. And then he was like telling me a little bit about himself, I think. He's like, "Oh, are you going to this place?" I was like, "Yeah, I am going to this place." He's like, "Are you staying there?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, are you like, do you want to get some coffee when you're there?" And I was like, maybe. First of all, like, I just met you like 5 minutes ago. Like, I don't know you. And then he's like, I don't know, he said a bunch of other stuff about himself. Like, he showed me his Steam library. I was like, "Oh, very cool." Yeah, there's like 15 games on here. And then oh my gosh, okay, you're all gonna kill me because this next part is like even worse than the first part. We got out of the shuttle and we had to line up to get into the plane. He was like, "Oh, what seat are you sitting in?" My life literally flashed before my eyes. I was like, ain't no way. If he's sitting beside me, I'm gonna hijack the plane. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I would never do that. And then luckily he showed me his ticket, and the amount of relief that I felt when I saw that his seat was like, it was like 30 rows behind me. It was like nothing I've ever felt before. Then he was like, "Oh, what's your name, by the way?" I was like, "It's like I gave you my socials. It's like you saw my name on my socials." And he's like, "No, your actual name." I was like, "Oh, it's this." I told him my actual name. And then he said, "Hi, I don't know. I'll make a name up. I'm Jack or John. I don't know." And then he took my hand and he kissed it. He kissed my hand. I was like, "What the flip is this? This is 1800 shit. I don't know you." Oh my god, no wait. Okay, I keep messing up the story because there's like more. There's like more to it. On the shuttle, actually, this was before he kissed my hand. He was like, "Oh, you look kind of Asian." I was like, "Yeah, I am." He said, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, my family's from..." I literally said where my family is from too. I literally was just spilling everything. I was like under duress. And then he's like, "Oh, I was thinking you were from Japan." And I was like, "Damn, ain't no way. Why do you say that?" The games on Steam were like Assassin's Creed, Little Nightmares, and like there was something like My Furry Detective, and he's like, "Oh, don't look at that one." Like my friend downloaded that one for me as a joke. I was like, "Okay." But it was like one of like the 15 games. Okay, so back to the lining up. Yeah, he kissed my hand and I was like, "What the flip?" I felt like actually like violated, not gonna lie. Because like, first of all, who does that? I don't know. Is it supposed to be like Rizz? Is that supposed to be Rizz? Like romantic? Because I just felt kind of grossed out that he put his body like on my body, sort of. Yeah, they kissed my hand like style.
What?
Do you want to recap
Was
it
the
for people
kiss
who
wet?
didn't hear it?
I've
Yeah,
always
was it
wondered
wet?
if when they kiss your hand, is the kiss wet on your hand?
It was moist. Yeah, it was moist.
Oh my god, bro slobbered on that. He licked his lips first, you know?
Oh, you got his DNA on you.
Before I kiss your hand.
Dude, who says you look like an Asian?
You look kind of Asian.
You look kind of Asian?
Chat, is this Rizz? Don't ever say that to somebody.
Please never say that to anyone.
You look kind of Asian?
Yeah. And he said, "Oh, I was thinking you were from Japan."
Oh no!
But yeah, I do fold under zero pressure.
I get it.
This is why I don't have an Instagram, dude. I don't have an Instagram, so if someone's
No,
like,
it's
"Can I have your
smart, it's
Instagram?"
smart.
I'm just like, no.
I would rather give somebody an Instagram than my phone number. I have never changed my phone number.
Oh yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Also, like, you grow
Um,
attached, I feel
and-
like, to your phone
Yeah,
number, you know?
but like on
Yeah.
Instagram, if they follow me, I can get home and block them, and all they have is pictures that they've seen of me.
Yeah, that's what I did. When I left the airport, at the end, I like blocked blocked and banned them on everything.
Okay,
They made a
good.
Twitch account that day to follow me too.
Ew, I hate that. I hate that. That's so bad. That's so gross. That's so bad. That's so
I
gross.
checked the like account made on that day.
Terrible.
I did ban
Okay,
him.
good.
I felt like was too much because like I couldn't even like get away if I wanted to. I feel like that's kind of
Yeah.
rude. That's kind of bad manners.
Weirdest place I've been attempted to be rizzed up was a all gender bathroom. I was at the sink.
No,
right.
Adjusting my hair or something. And guy came up to me. Hey.
No.
Oh god.
Hey.
Oh god.
Dude,
I
a
don't remember the
bathroom?
details, but
In the bathroom.
That's
should be banned. Wait for me to leave.
Genuinely. And like why would that's so unromantic even if it was like
Imagine if you marry
Riz.
and then someday you have kids and people are asking like, how did you, Mom,
Where did you meet?
how did you and Dad meet?
I was washing my hands in an all gender bathroom. He came out of the stall.
Your mom and I met in the shitter. I still remember how it smelled. I mean, like,
Terrible.
Chrchie, I understand you because, like, there was, like, a summer where I just ran into so many random men who, like, on my way to work, they would be the most unhinged people. One
What did
time
they
I was,
do?
like, a lot of things. For example, one guy, at one point, I was on a bus reading a book, and then he was like, give me your book. And I was like,
What?
I'm sorry. My friend's gonna borrow this after, actually, haha. And then some other person was like, hey, like, do you have like a cigarette? And I was like, no, I'm sorry, I don't smoke. And they're like, okay. And then they leave. And then they before they leave, they're like, I just want to say you're really beautiful, by the way. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then he left. And I was like, okay, he left, right? That's nice. Like, he
That's
said
not
something
bad
nice, and then
so
he left,
far.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was waiting for the bus, and then he comes back.
Oh no.
And then he starts talking about his life and trauma dumping on me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. That seems really tough. And then he's crying and he's like, can I get a hug? And I said, okay. I was like, maybe this is a moment of human connection, you know? Maybe this is like a guy who's really down on his luck. He's having a terrible time. So I'm like, okay, I give him like a light hug, and then he like doesn't really let go. And I was like, okay. And then I missed my bus like twice because he was just like extending the conversation. I was there for like an hour, and then I was like,
Wait, this
so
is exactly
sorry.
how she failed her med school interview too. She offered a hug in a situation where she should not offer a hug.
I didn't offer a hug. He asked for a hug, and I said, okay. And then before, I was like, I really gotta go. I was like, I really want to get it out of this situation. I'm late for work. I missed my bus like twice. I'm so sorry. I gotta go. And he's like, okay, yeah, no worries. It was nice to meet you. I was like, yeah. And I was like, that was kind of nice.
Let me guess. Can
And
I
then
have
he was,
your number?
yeah, he's like, no, he was like, can I get one more hug? And I was like, and then I looked at the bus and I was like, it's almost here. I can see it around the corner. And I'm like, okay. And then he hugged me way too tight. It was very uncomfortable.
Wait, can I
Man,
share
quick
the best
slice.
Rizz I've ever gotten that I only got a few days ago? It wasn't good Rizz, but it was incredible that it happened. And I was on the phone when it
Yes.
happened, which meant that it was
Yes.
implicitly shared with the person I was on the phone with, which was really good. But a guy shouted at me, "Girl, you look like a secretary," and then said, "You could be any age at all."
That's so good.
Any age at all.
You know, that art,
Yeah.
basically what he said.
Age at all? What does that mean?
It's a VTuber. That's a VTuber line.
That's a VTuber.
Yeah. Confusion Rizz, you know? It makes you think about it.
Could be any age at all.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan.